What's going on, Undies? Let's dive into one of the best parts in Undecember, rune customization. There will be 10 parts in this video to help out beginners, but veterans are welcome to stick around and let me know if I missed anything. Timestamps in the description. Skill runes are all of the potential active skills, whereas link runes are skill modifiers. At the very start of the game, you'll be given a few runes to try out as you follow along the main quest. You'll be able to buy most of the normal grade rune at the Mystic's shop. You'll have access to different runes in each act from the 1st to the 5th. Starting in Act 6, every rune that you'll be able to buy are all at one shop. By looking at the Rune Compendium in the journal, you'll be able to preview every available skill. From here, you'll be able to filter the runes by where you can get it and what tags they have. This will make it easier to find skills to match your build and playstyle. In order to use any skills, they need to be socketed and equipped to your skill slots. Even skills you've linked with activation upon link runes. You'll have access to 10 open skill slots, 5 on each tab, and 4 triggers slots that can be opened with gold. More on this later in the video. Each tab will have one slot that you'll be able to have on autocast. This frees you up to focus on dodging and activating other skills while autocasting your main skill, as long as there are enemies within range and you're not moving. Some skills like Whirlwind can be used while moving, but that's a very limited selection. Typically, you'd want to have all your toggles and trigger skills on your second tab and have your main buffs and movement skills on your first tab. Other than at the Mystic, a large amount of runes can be synthesized at the alchemy desk. Although it is completely random, you will get a choice box once you hit a certain mileage for magic and rare grade rune synthesis. Unfortunately, these mileage do increase once obtained, so make sure you choose something you'll be using throughout the game. There's a handful of runes that's only accessible in the guild shop from the special rune chest. These tokens are obtained through guild donations. Lastly, there are 3 link runes that you'll only be able to get from unique dungeon drops. These are the hardest to get, but luckily they're not game-changing runes. Now, let's talk about the bread and butter of runes. Link rune could completely change how a skill rune works, even make shitty runes viable endgame. Every skill rune has certain tags, for example, attack, spell, melee, projectile, AoE, and dot. By connecting link runes that match those tags, you'll be able to improve its damage, speed, cooldown, even activate buffs and debuffs. You can potentially connect 6 link runes to each skill rune, and if surrounding skill runes also satisfy those tags, they can share the same link runes. Therefore, a big part of this game is managing the rune layout in order to maximize their utility. Activation link runes play a huge role in game, since you'll be able to automatically use skills without the need to equip it to your first skill tab. On top of that, if you need more skill slots, these link runes allow you to place skills into the trigger slots, freeing up slots for more toggles if you're so inclined. A few typical triggers you'll see are buff activation upon crowd control linked to Shadow Justice to allow you to instantly remove freeze, stun, and bind. Buff activation when hit link to Shout of Terror and Shout of Provocation to automatically increase enemies' damage received and drastically increase armor respectively. And of course, everyone's favorite, spell activation link runes. These allow you to simultaneously cast 2 skills at a time. The skills must be placed in line with the directions of the arrow for it to be linked properly. The combinations are endless, so try anything that looks interesting to you. One of the most valuable items in the game are these Trom's crystals. They allow you to unlock additional slots on the sides of your rune cast. If you happen to find these early on, it may be more beneficial to sell them in the auction house than to use them right away. Keep in mind that the amount you'll need will increase as you unlock more slots. Aside from leveling up runes, you'll be able to reroll its link slots, improve its grade, and awaken it. These 3 essences allow you to roll for the number of slots, change the slot's position, and change the slot's color. The color of the rune itself determines the chances of which slot color will appear. You'll have a 50% chance of getting the same color slot as the rune itself, and 25% chance for the other 2. Sometimes it might be wise to roll for the correct colors on another rune and transfer it to the rune you want to use. More on this in a little bit. To get 6 slots on a rune requires luck or patience. The chances of getting 6 slots is 0.06%, so I wouldn't really rely too heavily on it. Luckily, there is a pity system in place, and these rune birth essences are easily obtained. Candor essences will upgrade 1 slot randomly and allow any link color runes to be connected while also increasing that link rune's level. Unfortunately, this level bonus does not apply to other skill runes linked to that link rune, so don't waste your Candor like me thinking you can cheat the system. Increasing a rune's grade will only unlock its grade bonus, not its base effect. You can check the journal to see what the improvements are before deciding which runes to upgrade. Lastly, you can randomly change the direction of activation link runes with these. These essences can be purchased at the ore shop with gemstones of merit, or made at the alchemy desk with 100 link rune essence. The single best improvement to runes is awakening them. This feature can either improve its current functions or completely change how the rune works. Here are some examples. Quick Slash goes from a basic stationary skill to a seizure-inducing flicker that teleports you to the nearest enemy within 800 meters. Meteor could go from summoning 1 large meteor to 20 smaller ones. Center of Gravity's damage buff while stationary could completely change to while moving. And yes, link runes can be awakened too. Seals can be changed from a toggle to an active buff by turning it into a rapid seal, changed to an aura to also buff party members, or just increases overall effects. There's generally an option that will have a range to roll for. You can reawaken the rune, but it'll cost you another engraving stone, which isn't the easiest thing to come by. They can be synthesized at the alchemy desk with 1 legendary rune upgrade essence and 400 or 450 major earth elements. Keep in mind that awakening cannot be transferred, so be sure to do your homework before awakening them or you'll be sorry. One of my biggest flops was awakening Shout of Terror to Verity, thinking that it would give me guaranteed hits and crits for the duration of the buff. Nope, it only applies to the shout hit itself. With 167 skill runes and 179 link runes, it will be hard trying different runes without this feature. At the alchemy desk, you can completely transfer a rune's level, grade, and slots to another rune of the same type. The only thing you cannot transfer is the awakening and the directions of an activation link rune. Unless there's an event going on, it will cost a certain number of rune essences in order to use rune transfer. The cost will vary based on the rune's grade. If it's not dire, try waiting for an event to be able to do this for free. Keep in mind that you won't be able to transfer a lower grade rune into a higher grade. So if you have a 6 slot normal grade rune, you won't be able to transfer it to a rare grade rune until you make it the same grade or higher. Another downside to transferring is losing the rune being transferred. So try not to transfer out a rune that's difficult to get. Just keep it in your compendium for extra passive bonuses. Simply put, this is your collection bonus. With every rune registered in your journal, you'll get a few points towards additional passives. There's also a bonus for having level 45 runes, 6 slotted skill runes, and legendary runes registered in your journal. These bonuses may seem minuscule, but every small percentage adds up. Once you've maxed out the runes for your build, or retire a rune, try getting a few points in here to take advantage of these perks. An easy way to free up inventory space and getting some extra 6 slotted runes in your journal is by rolling for 5 slots on skill runes you can just buy from the rune shop. By doing this, you'll have runes ready for training challenges, and if needed, transferring to a new skill rune later on. Did you think it was too easy to organize all your runes into perfect places? Worry not, because Runestones will force you to play Tetris with your layout by having up to 3 sockets being dedicated to buffing a skill rune with a variety of options. Magic Runestones will have 1 base and 1 random option. Rare Runestones will have 1 base and 2 random options. Unique Runestones will have only 1 strong option. If you can get 2 options that would benefit a skill rune that could fit in that location, consider yourself lucky. Having all 3 options be in your favor will be a 1 in a million find. You'll only be able to get runestones from hard raid rewards when your mirrors are filled. It is possible to reposition the runestone's effect location with these essences, which you'll be able to get by dealing a certain amount of damage to these raid bosses. You won't be able to use runestones that have the same location, so don't waste your mats rerolling them for that reason. This is definitely one of the last things you'll need to worry about when it comes to improving your runes, so just take your time and have fun along the way. Being that I haven't made much progress in Season 2, I can only reference what I know from Season 1. Wheel Slash is one of the most powerful skills because it does dot, which ignores armor and resistances. Verity Awakened Cold Outburst removes this powerful skill's cooldown, but reduces its damage by 75%. Even with that damage dampening in place, it still delivers a lot of pain. Bloodshed has the best area buff, with a massive damage taken dampening and attack speed amplification. Link it with Cut to deal more damage with your other skills, plus Fighting Spirit and Iron Will to tank just about anything. Unlike other activation rune, the Wild Channeling one only has a trigger chance of 70%. So if you're using a channeling main skill, I'd opt for spell activation on hit. Another use for this rune is its 85% cooldown dampening, bringing a 30-second skill down to only 4.5 seconds. That's the end of class today. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching till the end. As a reward, I'll share an easy way to get rune growth mats with gold. Go to the peddler in Act 1 and buy 20 to 40,000 minor health potions. Take it to an alchemy desk and combine them. Once completed, you'll get a ton of growth mats from the achievements. You can sell the potions off or keep combining them. And as always, good luck grinding, my fellow Undies. An easy way to free up inventory space and getting some extra 6-slotted runes in your journal is by rolling for 5 slots on skill runes you can just buy from the rune shop. An easy way to free up inventory space and getting some extra 6-slotted runes in your journal is by rolling for 5 slots on skill runes you can just buy from the rune shop.